Oh, there he is.
God,
There's
there
that
he
boy.
is.
What's up, Craig? What's poppin'?
How you doing, man?
What? You're not Craig. Shut the fuck up.
Hey,
it's
fuck
Craig
you.
Engels.
Craig
I'm all
Engels is a
recording.
god.
Did I tell you about how my brother saw Craig Engels?
No.
No.
This is a great
Oh,
story
shit.
to open up the podcast with, though.
Okay, perfect. We won't even do the intro yet. You can just leave with this. My brother is in the Air Force. I don't know if you guys knew that.
I was
my
not aware.
brother's my brother's 21, 20, something like that. And he's he's 20, I think. Fuck.
Oh my
this is a
God.
good start. Doesn't matter. He's in the Air Force, and he's a load master, so he like loads planes, I guess. He was in Doha, right? He was stationed in Doha like 2 months ago, whenever this was.
Grossly convenient.
Yeah, I know, right? And he was at the airport, and he messages me on Discord because he's in another country and he's not going to message me with his phone
Because that's
he doesn't want
silly business.
Yeah, of course. So I didn't get it until later because I have Discord notifications turned off. But he messaged me and he says, I can almost quote this perfectly. I'm currently breading chicken tenders, so it's not an exact quote, but he said something along the lines of, "Is there a U.S. runner who has a mullet?" I said, "Of course, that's Craig Engels." And this was like 6-7 hours later. And he messaged me back almost immediately and goes, "Oh, cool. I saw him at the airport." And I said, "Did you get a picture of him or with him?" And he said, "No, I wasn't sure if he was actually a runner."
My God, how can you not be sure?
And,
Wait, okay,
that was,
hold up. So he asked you, is there a runner with a mullet?
he goes, I wasn't
confirmed.
sure. But this was like 7 hours later, like after he had already seen the guy, the Craig Engels, allegedly Craig Engels. Confirmed Craig Engels flew into the airport to get to Doha. He did not teleport there. It's about all I got for the story. It's not entirely interesting, but I thought it was cool that he actually saw him. My brother didn't go to any of the World Championship days, even though he had days off because he's a moron.
God damn, what the fuck?
Have you met any other professional runners?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, at the sorry, I'm rinsing my hands off.
Yeah, you and
Again,
I both
breading
met
chicken
Nikki and
tenders.
Therese. That was fun.
We've met everybody at the Guardian Mile 2 years ago. So I mean, whoever was there, like Colby, Mac Fleet, and Dan's like, "Oh hell yeah, dude!" First, and then he goes on to tell the story again, which is hilarious.
Dude,
because
Dan is fucking.
Dan's a funny guy.
I love Dan Wynn. He's a funny motherfucker.
He's cool as hell.
Dude,
And he's friends like. What
Dan
makes it
is
even
the
better,
most approachable guy ever.
Yeah, he's friends with he's in Brooklyn Track Club.
He's friends with
he's
fucking
friends with
everybody.
Chris Chavez. He's friends with Leon Sherrick. Like, he actually hangs out with them and doesn't like look down on them like they're pieces of garbage for not running super fast.
I just asked the question because I wanted to flex that I met Garrett Heath.
Fuck you.
Where at?
No, I'm kidding. Well,
You're
no,
a
I met
dick.
I met Garrett Heath at a coffee shop in Seattle.
Dude, fuck you.
That's so cool.
Come on. That's
I just
bullshit.
met him. I met Alexi Pappas on a flight back home for my
Oh,
school.
I hate you. I hate you so much.
And
Not
then,
impressive. I don't like him.
well,
Fuck you. You're an asshole.
I added her on Twitter in like a little tweet saying that I met her, and then she responded to it and favorited my tweet. So there's that. Garrett Heath also.
Would she say like, "Oh, I love you, Shreyas"?
No, she didn't.
Is so
And then
big.
Garrett Heath, he replied to my post about meeting him on Instagram, and said he was looking forward he wished me good luck on my season, and then hearted my comment, which was very nice. And then
Garrett
Yeah.
Heath.
yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
All right.
and then,
I get it that not everybody's like super cool like that. You know, like Merv or
Dude, Merbs is fucking
Dan.
hilarious. Dan is.
even Colby tries his best. I feel like, even though like I feel like if you spend that much fucking time running on your own like a crazy person, I mean, you're gonna get a little weird.
Colby's a bit. He's got his quirks. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I mean,
His parents are
I'm
cool
sure,
as shit, though.
I'm sure everybody does. Do I? Oh no! Oh fuck! Fine. Holy shit! I thought I didn't have tongs anymore.
this
I'm about to
part though I
cry.
will leave in just
Actual
because
real
I
tears.
think it's important to inform everyone listening that Tyler is currently in the process of making chicken tenders. And this is why we have some ambient
Can you
noise.
even hear what I'm doing?
Yes.
I hear bits and pieces of it.
Oh no! Yeah, that's some good ASMR for you guys. I'm gonna start frying them pretty soon, and that should be interesting to say the least.
Indeed. Tyler is also speaking on his AirPods, which is why his voice quality is currently really bad. Unless I've edited
Is
this
it
so
that
that
bad?
no, it's not that bad. It's a little echoey, but that said, I may put my own words in my mouth in case that I edited this to make him sound like John Connor. So,
That being said, welcome back to the Unattached podcast. This is episode number 4 now. I'm Spencer Mahon.
I'm Shreyas Sriram.
Classic, absolute classic. I'm Tyler Bowman.
Not a lot on the docket this week, but we said that last week and we went for 2 hours. So
Let's
that
try not
being
to do
said,
that again this time.
yeah, I don't plan on doing that again. That being said, not a ton, but we do have D1 regionals that happen this week. D3 regionals are tomorrow, so Shreyas and I will touch a little bit on that. We have our
All we're gonna do is just jerk off our own teams. That's it.
You're not wrong. That being said, we do have the Let's Run thread of the week, and we're also introducing something a little bit different. And then we have our training outlooks and our training recaps, which we usually start off with. So, Tyler, since you did absolutely nothing last week, how about you start?
Oh, come on. Don't say that, because they're going to actually think I did nothing. I went to the gym, I think 6 times, and I ran 4 miles total. So, I mean, I'm just trying to get thick and swole again. And
Hey, at least you can
all I
run
have to
faster
say
than a
about that.
29.8.
Okay.
Oh,
Fuck
yeah.
you.
Oh, yeah, 200, of course. Let me do this on the podcast, because I think we're probably going to cut that part out. Spencer, actually, this was before it. Spencer, I'm officially calling you out anytime and any place you want to race 200 ever. I will race you in one, and we can upload it as a video to YouTube channels, just to show all the listeners that I'm actually good at least something. But
Let
yeah,
me
that was
throw
my
on
week.
my fucking racing flats and get a 30-meter jogging start to the 200.
I think I'd still take it.
Yeah, that's honestly how I get a lot of my quicker times. I do like a 20-meter like
Oh, okay.
jog
So
blowout.
So that's just cheating then.
Wow.
It's
None
a
of your times are
flying.
legit.
cheater.
None of your times are legit then.
Wow.
I have
Meanwhile, I'm
done,
running.
no. Hear me out on this one. From a standing start, I have run in the 27s a handful of times.
That's good.
That's fair.
I do
That's
remember
still-
how fucking awful it felt though.
I still don't think that would take it.
It probably wouldn't take it. I'll be the first to admit it. I'm not fast.
But yeah, that was my week. Shreyas, what'd you do?
I ran more or less anywhere between 4 and 8 miles every single day. It was just whatever I felt like it. So honestly, I barely remember. It's just kind of like I went out and ran, and that was basically it. Went to the gym a handful of times again. I came back from New York on Tuesday. So went back to the gym seriously on Wednesday, Thursday, and today. Back to benching body weight. So we swole, but we also a little too fat with the pH. So we're cutting back down so that we can turkey trot and at least maintain some level of dignity against high schoolers. But
That's too real, dude.
I'm willing to let every other D3 kid in my region and high schooler that runs anywhere under 4:30 in the mile kick my butt. So
yeah, just fucking smack you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to save my
honestly
dignity against some motherfucking middle schoolers out here.
I think I will keep my dignity if I'm anywhere, as long as I run under 17, and if I'm at least in the top 10, I think I'll maintain my dignity.
Very good.
Fair enough.
So how many total miles was that?
It was somewhere in the vicinity of 45, I think, because I had a long run. So
very good.
Indeed. Oh, I also did
Spencer.
like an hour of biking every day. So
there you go.
Oh wow. Do you do,
Yeah.
so you do you do that like in the morning and then you run at night, or what do you do usually?
No, either run in the morning and then gym in the evening with the bike, or I just do it all at once. I'll like some days I'll go full triathlete and the run will be shorter, so it'll be like a 4-miler in the morning. Then right after I go straight to the gym. I do 15 minutes of continuous swimming, get out the pool, I do my lift session, and then close it out with an hour pretty slow on the bike, during which time I go full weeb and read manga, and it's the only way that I stop trying on the bike.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. Full triathlete up here.
It's very admirable.
Yeah, seriously.
Sounds like a good routine you got yourself in.
Well, it got broken for a while, but yes, we're working our way back into it.
That's okay.
I mean, it got broken because of a marathon, which that's 100% expected.
That's true.
So
All
I'm
right,
gonna, I'm gonna start this with November 8th. I just did.
Actually, hold on, give me 1 second. I'm dropping the first chicken tender. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but
Ooh, yes.
Oh,
Ooh, yes.
you like that?
Yes.
To
Can you
everyone
hear it now?
yeah, still just a little bit. To everyone that broke No Nut November, we're sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm actually still going strong.
Same here.
Believe it or not.
How about you, Spence?
No comment.
Weak. That's why you run a 29.8 and not a 26.8.
Okay, shut the fuck up.
Spencer's going to no nut
28.9,
never.
thank you.
No nut
All right.
never, baby.
Anyways, I'm starting this on November the 8th. I did a progression run where I got down to a threshold pace, which is for me in the 5 teens. I split an 11:07 going up a 2-mile long hill. I can't fathom how the hell I actually did that, considering I'm like 3 weeks removed from a marathon, but it happened, so I'll take it there.
Can you do us a favor?
Not flex.
Go straight to hell. No. Keep going.
All right, and then Saturday was 30 minutes easy. I took this really easy and ran 7:30 per mile. Sunday long run, nothing out of the ordinary there.
I'm very sorry about the chicken noises.
No, it's fine. About 7 miles on Monday, or about 45 minutes. Workout on Tuesday, which was a actual 4-mile threshold run. That was not very well run by me at all. I even put featuring my erratic pacing skills. I ran a 5:07 for the first mile, a 5:20, a 5:17, and a 5:08 for 2, 3, and 4. So that was not how I wanted to run that. And then for the next couple of days, I did 75 minutes on rolling hills, and then I did 50 minutes on some rolling hills. Today, I did a progression run down to marathon pace, and I was absolutely flying on this one. I felt so good that I spent 3 miles at marathon pace, and I closed in a 5:25, and then let's see what I split here for the 200s. 33.8, 31.8, 30 and change, and then a 28.9. And then I just spent 10 minutes cooling down back to my friend's house where I just chilled for a couple hours after the workout. And that's pretty much been my week. I'm at 47 miles currently for the week, and last week I hit 57. So that's where I'm at in training right now. So I think that's a pretty solid week in the bag right now, just of lighter workouts, just kind of getting more accustomed to some of the old threshold type of stuff that I did back in college and getting ready to reacclimate to the tight turns of an indoor track.
Very cool.
Big money.
No whammies.
Dude, that
Stop.
frying honestly sounds beautiful.
What sounds beautiful?
The frying.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
you can hear that.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
it's beautiful.
This has become a
we're
cooking
loving it.
podcast.
Yeah.
Anybody who disagrees or dislikes can immediately leave. I'm taking the 4 that I had in the pan out of the pan, and let's just do some ASMR about.
I'm purposefully gonna clip that so hard.
Oh, that's gonna be
don't
great.
ruin it though. Don't ruin it though.
No.
Let me check the inside of.
No, I'm gonna make it binaural. I'm gonna make sure there's an echo. Just max out all the autonomous sensory meridian
These aren't even
responses.
close to cooked. What? I'm getting fucking robbed. What is happening? How do you cook
Oh
chicken?
my god.
Why did I think I could
Not
cook?
like you do. Not like you, Tyler.
Motherfucker.
All right.
What am I gonna do? It's not even cooked.
Where do we want to
I
start
just cut
this
one of
week?
them open. I don't even know what to do.
Do we want to start
Do I
with?
put them back in the oil or do I put them in the oil?
Put them back in
What
the
is
oil.
happening?
Put them back in the oil, dude.
Yeah, but I don't want them in the oil for 9 years.
Who cares? Just do it.
Yeah, wait, how long did
Yeah.
you put him in? Because to be fair, that was only like maybe 2 or 3 minutes that you had him in.
Yeah, I was like no longer
No,
than 3 minutes.
you guys are way off, dude. That was in the oil for a long.
I don't know.
I'm adding.
No.
When you put it in the oil, I had about 7.5 minutes on my stopwatch. It's only like 12 now. That's like 5 minutes.
Fun fact: I'm adding more oil.
Okay.
Anyway,
All right, where do we want to start this week? Do we want to start with regionals first while Tyler gives us his frying ASMR in the background?
Yeah, because
That way we can just shove that out of the way really quick.
Yeah, because you're
You
going to
ready?
carry that part.
You ready for
'cause I
more?
think-
You ready for more?
Okay, hold on. Let's go.
Ooh, yes.
There's one in. You ready for the second?
Nut.
And because I'm wearing AirPods, my head and face is dangerously close to the very top.
Dude, just put your fucking AirPod up next to it.
Yeah, there you go.
That'd be too small. Ow! I burnt my hand, not my face. Don't worry about it, boys. Moneymaker's fine.
Good.
Good.
Go ahead with the regionals. I actually
Alright.
walked into my other room so that you can't hear the chicken.
All right,
Go
so
ahead.
let's start with Division 1 because I believe D2 already had theirs. I know local Ohio College Malone is sending 2 athletes on the women's side to nationals. I'm unsure if they're sending any on the men's side. I don't think they are, but that's just a brief little snippet there for the D2 nationals. I believe they're held next weekend in Sacramento, so they're actually going to have some pretty good weather for that. D1 regionals were today. So we're going to start with the Great Lakes region. On the men's side, Purdue and Notre Dame were the automatic.
Oh, bad news. Oh, bad news. I'm burning the chicken.
Oh, come
Even though
on.
it's in oil, it's still burning. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do, boys.
That's funny, given that the Northeast was iced out.
Yeah, we'll talk about that
God.
region next, actually. So Michigan State and Michigan on the women's side were the 2 auto bids for the Great Lakes region. Jumping over to the Northeast side, this sparked a huge debate, and we'll touch more on this in the Let's Run threads a little bit later on. Harvard and Cornell stunned everybody by being the 2 automatic bids on the women's side. Harvard on the men's side went ranked number 4. They went into this meet ranked 4. They won the Northeast region. Syracuse, with their Zoom Fly wearing team, were number 2. And I know Cornell's a Nike school, but I know, at least I'm pretty sure I know, that Harvard is a New Balance school. Both teams were in the top 5, but were not expected to win this region. So it's kind of a shocker to see Harvard sweeping up the regional championships on the women's and men's side. Shreyas, talk a little bit about that and the debate.
Well, I just think, the only major things that I saw is just that the only benefit outside of just it being a running benefit, obviously, is the idea that like Nike sponsored teams now have an advantage, which I think is plenty reasonable if you actually think about it, especially given that they're going to have access to these shoes, other people are not. And even if you go to the point of arguing that other shoe companies need to catch up or other shoe companies have equivalents, Nike has patented very specifically the way that the carbon plate is designed and integrated into the shoe.
And the degree to which it's curved.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think we've read the same article, Shreyas.
Yeah, so their patent is very specific and secure in making sure that any recreation of it is not as effective as what they've developed. So because of that, I definitely think it's a fair argument to consider that Nike-sponsored schools have the advantage. All that said, it's kind of amusing still that some people with Vaporflies still ended up slipping on the ice because Vaporflies have garbage traction outside of
and
ideal
that's more or
conditions.
less that's more or less the 4%. So 4% had garbage ass traction. The next percent have a lot better traction.
Yeah.
At least to me.
Also, you can get those customized, right? The soles of those.
You used to. They took that off. They took that off in fear of that being too much of an advantage, I think.
And then you can only do that on the custom ID pegs.
Really?
Yeah. So because I think right now on the pegs they give you the option, even if you don't get a trail specific one, I think there's a way for you to edit the lugs on the bottom to be highly trail specific, like even more than what the trail shoe version has, because the trail shoe version, I believe, of the pegs is meant to be more of a hybrid where you can run out on the roads, but it's meant more for like a loose gravel uphill or like a mulch path. But you have the option to edit the lugs to make it like a trail shoes, almost like the Wild Horses or Kara Tigers.
That's interesting, and that I feel like that's just going to add to the layer of debate that the Vaporflies have. Now, I do agree that it's definitely worth the advantage. Like, yes, there is an advantage, and now you're just like kind of with this showing. I think that can tilt an amateur's mind, especially a high school kid, into where they want to go, because obviously if you're a high school senior, you want all the best shit. And I mean, I'm gonna count myself in the lucky few to have had my dad purchase me my first pair of Vaporflies that I used on the track my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
And
Of college?
yeah, I was
Really, yeah.
unbelievably lucky.
I don't know
And-
why I asked that, because they didn't come out. Anyway, keep going.
But yeah, I was unbelievably lucky because the flats that my school got were the Nike Streak 6s and the Nike Streak 7s in that time frame. I remember rolling up to the conference meet my senior year down at Otterbein. I know I had them and I was going to use them. I knew one of my buddies who runs for Heidelberg, he had them too. He was going to use them. I didn't know at the time that about 4 other people in the field had 4% or the Flynet 4% and were using them. And I was
can
like,
you recall how they placed those 4 people at all? Or
so my buddy who won it from Otterbein wore the 4% Flynets.
interesting.
The guy who placed second actually wore Matumbos. I don't know how, but I know his legs were absolutely wrecked the next day because I talked to him the next day because I believe he jumped on the line for the 5K and his legs were absolutely destroyed.
It is a 10K on the track, though, so just to be expected.
Well,
Yeah.
even for Matumbos, Matumbos are fairly cushioned, so I mean, I get that they'd be. Was it his debut 10K?
I believe it was his first 10K.
Okay. Oh, then it's plenty reasonable. Yeah.
Third place was my buddy from Heidelberg. He was wearing the 4%. I was in 6th, and I wore the 4%. And then I think the other 1 or 2 guys who had them were in like 8th or 9th or something like that. They were out of a 20-person field. They were right around top 10.
And would you say you were? Did you perform above your level, predicted level of fitness, or below?
I kind of performed right at it, based on the trajectory that I had.
Uh-huh.
Because let's see, about a month before the conference meet, we ponied up and ran a 10K at Mount Union. And I ran 32:48, which was only about a 20-second PR from my previous 10K PR, which was run in the Nike Streaks. And that was 33:07, I think. So it was like a 19-20 second personal best. But what was really strange from this time to the next, I went from 32:40s, high 32:40s to 32:18. It was a 28-second jump. The weather was not ideal. On the back straight, we had a headwind. On the home straight, we had a tail. And it also probably didn't help that for the first about 5K or so that I was running up in the front, right next to my buddy from Heidelberg. And you had 3 guys in the top 4 wearing either the original 4% or the 4% Flynet, the eventual winner, the eventual 3rd place, and the eventual 6th place.
What were we talking about again?
Regionals. And we were talking about the Northeast region and how specifically Nike teams in this case have an advantage.
Slight advantage, yeah. Interesting.
Well, I mean, at the spikes level, I don't know how much of one there is.
Yeah. But the point I was going to make is on the women's side, I only saw, I think, 1 or 2 schools who threw people in the 10K have 4%. the girl from John Carroll, who at the time was a freshman who ended up winning, whom I actually know pretty well at this point, she had the Ekiden fly knit 4%.
Mhm.
She placed in the national meet at Spire in Geneva at the D3 national meet. So she ended up qualifying, I believe, on that conference race. Either that or she qualified at Bucknell. And
That's crazy. Shout her out on the pod. What's her name? You already said what place she got and where she goes, so people are gonna be able to find her anyway.
her name's Cameron. I can't pronounce her last name worth a damn. So I think it's Ujasis or something. But yeah, she actually ran lights out all year last year, and she ran pretty lights out at the Ohio Athletic Conference cross country meet a handful of weeks ago, which I was actually at. Her and her teammate went 1-2, and my top two teammates on the women's side went 3-4. So that was a really neat experience.
That's sweet.
But however, on Cameron's story, she posted a picture of her in her Ekiden 4% and the other freshman that they have who's a stud, and I think that was the girl who ended up winning it. The girl who ended up winning this year's OAC conference cross meet had the Pink Blast next percents.
Oh, there you go.
Damn.
So though Division III is considered largely unsponsored, because a lot of these teams do not have contractual obligations unless they're in like your major 3 sports.
Yeah.
Football, basketball, baseball. In which I believe at least my college is making a shift to Nike stuff, because both men's and women's basketball gets a ton of Nike stuff. And I know the men's jerseys for basketball are Nike. Our track jerseys are Nike. And I believe our baseball and football jerseys are both Nike as well. So we're making a shift towards Nike. But my team's budget obviously doesn't allow for 14 pairs of $250+ shoes.
No, you kind of got to buy those on your own, don't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. However, like other schools in our conference, i.e. John Carroll, Mount Union, Otterbein, have bigger budgets, so they might be able to get away with this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. So the problem with that is that they might have an advantage, but to me it seems like there's like a very small possibility that, I mean, these cross race, at least the cross races, are ever really going to be run like on roads like they were, you know? I mean, I get like 10Ks and stuff, but because they're on the track. Yeah,
and they definitely meant for those to be used on the track. I don't think they expected to go to a regional cross meet and say, oh, by the way, we're paving the streets, salting it. That way we can run this cross-country race on the road. Yeah. And I believe there were a lot of comments saying that, you know, this is not cross-country. This is kind of a softy move. But in fear of student-athlete safety, it might be the right one. I'm not the NCAA. I'm not the University of Buffalo. I'm not the two entities who made this decision. So I'm just left to speculate. However, it does create an interesting ripple in this conversation going forward. Moving over to the Mid-Atlantic region, Penn State and Villanova on the women's side get the auto bids. Georgetown and Villanova get the automatic bids on the men's side.
With Spencer Brown coming in clutch with a 30-11 for 8th place.
Yep.
30-11 in a 10K.
Yeah, on grass.
For an 800 dude, that's balling.
For an 800 miler, that's fucking stud. That's stud status.
Please test him. I'm completely joking. His dad was a beast. Like, you know, runs in his family. But that is awesome. Huge shout out to that dude. Shout out to his
It's
podcast.
Nutty. He was the second scorer, 8th place, just balling.
Second?
And I believe the fifth, the first guy that they had was 5th.
Yeah. So 5 and 8. Let's just
5, 8, and I think 11, maybe.
Yeah. It was 11.
Wow.
So 3 in the top 10 usually seals your team's fate. 4 in the top 20 almost guarantees it, and I think they were damn close to that.
That's so cool. Dude, he really went out there and showed everybody what was up with him, you know? That didn't come out of my mouth
and
like him flipping chicken tenders.
that's a race he's been waiting for a long ass time. And if you watch his YouTube channel, you know it by just how he talks.
And he was high key pissed off when he got God,
I think like 20th. I think he like 20th at conferences. Oh no, ranked in the flow track thing.
Yeah, he was ranked like 270th or something.
Yeah, I think it was like I thought it was like 230, but yeah.
Or
it was in the 200s.
The guy above him doesn't even run.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What's going on here? Oh, my oven is at 400 now. The undo's at full hundo.
There you go.
Oh my god.
For anybody who watches You Suck at Cooking, the YouTube channel.
Oh my god.
It's a deep cut right there. Anyway.
Moving right along, Midwest region, Illinois. Kind of a shocker there. Wins on the women's side.
Spence is actually carrying this because I got nothing there.
Tulsa number 2. Tulsa wins on the men's side. Iowa State second. I don't think Tulsa and Iowa State are surprises. In that case, Big 12 is a pretty solid running conference. Mountain region, Brigham Young and New Mexico on the women's side. Northern Arizona, I believe they went 1, 2, 3 on the men's side, and then Colorado.
So I actually have a question.
What's up?
How many regions are there?
1,
because I don't follow
7,
9 in D1.
Are we gonna go through all these?
Yeah, I'm just brushing over these before we jump into other things.
Oh, okay.
Are you just going through like the whole Let's Run article?
No, I have the NCAA article up with only the automatics because that's all we know. All we know right now. We have the Colas points system, but
let's not bother with that.
I don't trust the Colas points system because FlowTrack already showed it has errors. So what do I know? I don't want to say something and be wrong.
I know very little to nothing about NCAA cross country because I did not run NCAA cross country.
I normally do, but now that I'm go ahead.
If not most of our listeners don't, or because they're probably in high school. So I wanted to ask because I have no idea.
I'm just brushing over these just to make sure that we've at least touched on it. This is probably the biggest thing that's happened in the running world.
Yeah, that's true. There's nothing else.
There's nothing else. Yeah, that's a good point.
So Mountain region, like I said, Brigham Young and New Mexico on the women's side, Northern Arizona and Colorado, no surprises at all. In the South, Florida State and Ole Miss on the women's side. Ole Miss and Middle Tennessee State. Middle Tennessee State's been coming up in the past handful of years. They've really got a solid recruiting base overseas, and that's definitely shown over time.
Is that what the FlowTrack article says, or are you just
freeballing over here? I'm freeballing that one. I've seen what Middle Tennessee State can do at the national level on the track, and it's now showing over to cross country. And I've just been kind of waiting to see that transition and when it would happen. Finally happened. So good on Middle Tennessee. Arkansas, perfect score on the women's side. They win. Texas, number 2. Texas on the men's side wins. South Central, Arkansas, number 2. No surprises there. Furman and North Carolina State on the women's side in the Southeast region. Virginia and Virginia Tech on the men's side. NC State kind of surprises me. Furman doesn't, considering that Furman has a post-collegiate program that is housed pretty close to their campus and uses the university grounds to train.
Yeah, that A6 Furman team, though, is no joke.
Oh, no, not at all.
Yeah.
That being said, on the men's side, Virginia and Virginia Tech, they've been strong for years. And I think it just shows here because those teams are just notoriously deep. Virginia Tech more in mid-distance than distance. And Virginia, I think, has carried more of the distance card there. But they both go to nationals. And finally, in the West region, Stanford and Washington on the women's side, not a shocker there. Portland on the men's side and Stanford, also on the men's side, get the 2 auto bids. I mean, I don't want to sound like kind of like bored with this, but like it's kind of what I expected based on a lot of the things that I've seen. Now, like I said, there is a Colossus point system, but I do not trust that whatsoever. So I'm going to hold off on saying at-large qualifiers until the next podcast.
Yeah.
Let's jump into at least a little bit of D3. I know all D3 regions run tomorrow.
Indeed.
Let's
I feel
start.
like I'm gonna get salmon vanilla if I don't cook this chicken enough.
Did you say salmon vanilla?
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna ignore that he said that entirely.
Yeah.
You guys still hear this or no?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's been going around in the background, and it's honestly fantastic. Like, it just reminds me, like, the sound reminds me of what Pop Rocks taste like.
Pop Rocks are great, by the way. They're fucking awesome. Anyways,
I'm legitimately
I want some now.
terrified that I'm gonna.
Honestly,
I'm not cooking this enough.
I am totally with you.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Division 3 Great Lakes region.
How about we just do our regions, because no one really
Yeah.
gives a shit about the 3.
That's where I was going with that. And I have to pull up the Coaches Association so I can pull up the polls because
Oh god damn it! I didn't know we're going that in depth. In
Oh,
that case, while you do that,
we can just go over
I'm
the
just-
results.
No, I'm just jumping into the region. That's all.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I guess I will. Well, okay, never mind. Go ahead.
are you going to start with your region, which is
Yeah,
West region?
Atlantic.
Go for it.
Atlantic. I'm not West. I'm Atlantic.
Oh, you're Atlantic? I thought
Yeah,
you were
'cause
West.
No. I live in Seattle, but I went to school at RPI.
Okay, then just
Yeah,
fucking
so
jerk off RPI.
Exactly. That's all I'm gonna do. That said, I'm interested to see if any of our guys can take the dub, because we have a lot of really good guys. But there's a guy from Geneseo, Sean McCannany. I've never pronounced his last name right, but he's most likely a shoo-in for first. But I think we got a couple guys up front who are really strong. We have Noah, who's an All-American in the 1500, and he's just a baller. Honestly, he's just a complete beast, and his range is absolutely ridiculous. And then you have Jake Davis too, who's just one of the other guys who's been one of the front runners for the team. He's a junior now, I think, and he's just incredibly fast and dedicated to the sport, and like his mental game is just absolutely ridiculous. And then we have a third guy whose name is Joey, and that kid is so injury prone, but he just like keeps coming back from training and just drops absolutely ridiculous times. And like he's somewhere in between like that team player and just like mentally nothing affects him at all. And he has like there's like no top gear to him. It just like he's just constantly revving. I don't know how to explain it, but
He's just one tough son of a bitch, is what you're saying.
yeah, exactly. So I think so we got 3 guys who I think who I'm pretty sure have been like the top 3 so far in most of the races. And so I'm just interested to see if any of them take the dub individually. But other than that, I'm pretty confident that our RPI won our Liberty League. And I think right now it's between us and Geneseo for who takes the regional title.
I was going to say it's Geneseo, I think, is the only team that you have to watch, maybe outside of Ithaca.
No, it's Geneseo. And so I think
not this year, Spencer. Come on.
RPI's got
not with it this year.
I'm going to put my money on RPI because those guys are tough, and our coach definitely knows how to get the guys in shape for the races that matter. And on the women's side, I think they won leagues, but we've got a lot of strong runners up front, and it's fairly deep. And I think so clearly the team is just deep as shit, so they'll do just fine.
Yeah, I'm going to quickly buzz over the national rankings for RPI and the other aforementioned teams. Geneseo on the men's side is 9. Geneseo on the
RPI is 14th.
8. On the women's side, RPI is 14th. On the men's side, they're 15th. Ithaca on the men's side, 28. 26 on the women's side for Ithaca. Other teams to look out for on the men's side: St. Lawrence at number 23, Oneonta at 27, and then Ramapo at 35. Just mentioning the other teams that are nationally ranked there.
Well, no one gives a damn. This is me
And
speaking as an RPI fanboy,
okay, well,
but still,
I'm
no
gonna,
one gets damn.
I'm gonna have fun with this one because
Go
I can toot the horns of a couple of teams here if I really want to.
If you're gonna have fun with this one, I'm definitely not gonna. But go ahead. I'm just kidding. Where's my
My
oven
God.
mitt? Please, I can't find my oven mitt.
Yo, Tyler, don't worry. You've got the background noise in here, and I think I've actually got. I found a golden thread that I think you will have a lot to say about.
I found my oven mitt.
Good.
Brilliant.
Good on
All right,
finding
Spence,
oven
go
mitts.
ahead.
All right, so
Okay.
quickly going over the Great Lakes region. On the men's side, we have 11 Calvin. Calvin is probably the class of the field in the Great Lakes region. They sent a handful of guys to nationals, and those guys scored pretty highly in the 10K race from what I remember watching. So I think on the men's side, Calvin's going to win it. Otterbine's going to give Calvin a run for their money. They got a Division I transfer by the name of Chase Hampton, who's been running fucking lights out for them. Max Hoffman's been a solid 1-2 all year for Otterbein. Max was the third place finisher at the Ohio Athletic Cross Country Championships, while Chase Hampton was the individual champion. John Carroll, number 18 in the nation, is also going to give those two a run for their money. And then Case Western, ranked number 20. On the women's side, now it's actually time to have a boatload of fun. We have number 12, Oberlin, number 21, John Carroll, number 23, Baldwin Wallace, number 27, Hope, number 30, Kenyon, and number 34, Allegheny. Allegheny, the regional runner-up last year to defending regional champion Baldwin Wallace, which is where I went to school. So, and they pretty much returned everybody on the BW side of things, outside of one person who graduated early with me. So John Carroll had the 1-2 finishers in the Ohio Athletic Conference Cross Country Championship. So that's going to be interesting. Oberlin has had a very convincing run at the top spot, as they are currently projected to win the meet right now from my understanding and the understanding of a lot of other people. However, this is the exact same territory that the Baldwin Wallace women were in last year. They weren't even projected to score in the top 5, even though they've been running pretty well to this point last year. The regional race comes, and then they all fucking run lights out. 5 in the top 35, which in Division 3 is your all-region status. And I remember this is probably one of my most vivid memories from that day last year. Watching the awards ceremony, I remember them announcing Allegheny to the stage with their finishing total of 120 points. I can't exactly remember places off the top of my head, but I do remember the exact string of scores that it took the women to win with 114 team points last year. 7, 19, 25, 29, and 34 is what won it last year. So I kind of alluded to having 3 in the top 10, or 3 in the top 15 or 20 almost guarantees you a spot. 4 solidifies it. And we had 4 in the top 30, and we were in a dogfight. We being BW, we're in a dogfight with Allegheny the whole time. And that was a dogfight that on the day that the BW women just ended up winning. And I'm very excited to see what they can do. Not only has Oberlin had a very strong season, Hope is notoriously strong. So that's going to be interesting. It's going to be really close. And I think if BW pulls off an auto bid on the women's side, we might see 6 teams from the Great Lakes region on the women's side go to nationals again. That was the situation that happened last year, because I believe it was Otterbein, Baldwin Wallace, Oberlin, Allegheny, and two other schools that are escaping me right now that ended up all going to nationals. And at the national championship, it was the Great Lakes and the New England region that pretty much presented half the field of teams. And I believe it's either 30 or 32. I can't remember the number off the top. But I believe that it was 15 or 16 out of the 30 or 32 teams that went came from either New England or the Great Lakes region. And that was, to me, last year, the most impressive stat of the national meet. So this is going to be a very interesting day. I'm definitely going to be following all the action. Men's 8K race for the Great Lakes region off at 11. Women's 6K race off at 12:15. In the Atlantic region, women's 6K race goes off at 11. Men's 8K at high noon. That being said,
there you go. High noon. It's high noon.
That being said, we're moving right along here. Let's talk about.
That was stupid. Can you please cut that? Go over what you just said again. I don't want that in. That was the dumbest thing I've probably said on this entire podcast.
What?
I completely missed it, to be honest.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind.
I do want to talk about, though,
Shreyas is tuned out.
The Bowerman dude and his post on Instagram.
Oh, yeah.
Before we do that, can I talk about my chicken? Just really quickly.
Do you want this to go 90 fucking minutes?
I mean, I think that's what the listeners want. But, I mean, if you're listening to this and you don't want it to go 90 minutes, I don't know what you need to find a shorter podcast with less substance, because this is where all the good content's at.
All right, fine, fucking dude. Talk about your chicken, goddammit.
All right, here we go. This is the recipe for anybody out there who likes garlic parm wings. You got to get half a cup of butter. You got to melt that shit in the microwave, and then into that you half a cup of Parmesan cheese. Actually, let me wait. Get your phone out and get your notes open so you can write this down. Okay, half a cup of butter, half a cup of Parmesan cheese, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, a half a teaspoon of onion salt, and it says 1/4 of a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper. It doesn't have to be freshly ground, and you can put a little bit more than that in it if you're feeling frisky. You mix all that together after you melt the butter, and it is absolutely perfect. And I'm melting my butter right now, and the microwave is about to go off. There it is. This is all for Shreyas because.
I think it's pretty important to note that Tyler, I don't believe, has successfully cooked the chicken unless he can update us and say that he has.
Oh, I took it out of the oven. I did that while Spencer was talking. I didn't know if the listeners could hear that or not, but it definitely did, in fact, happen, and I can attest to that. And
that they're
not entirely melted. What?
Are they undercooked or?
I don't believe so. They look fine to me, and I've cooked many a chicken in my life, as everybody who's listening may tell by my scrambling and confusion.
Yeah.
This is what it's like using your oven for the first time in 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway. Chicken. Go ahead, Spencer. I forget what we were talking about.
He was about to talk about the Bowerman Club post, which was talking about how there were a lot of OTQ women, and how some people were arguing that the thing is soft, basically.
Soft? Yeah. What is it? Is it 245 right now?
Yeah, it's 240.
Sub
yeah, I think it's somewhere in that region. And
it is 245.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about how soft that is? Because I don't think that's soft at all.
I don't think that's soft at all, but he actually had an interesting take on it that I completely agree with. And then he had an interesting take regarding the quote-unquote softness of the women's one and how that should influence the men's one. But I'll let Spence take it because he saw the post, and I thought it was very interesting.
Well, Spence took all the NCAA stuff, so I mean, if you want to...
I would say
I only saw it, Spencer.
first.
Okay, fine. I mean, I'll go with it. So basically, the post said that he feels that it being quote unquote soft is better for the sport because 244 to a woman is, while it's an achievable goal, it's still high end enough that it's kind of within reach, and it's like an accessible goal for amateur runners that are looking to be a bit more on the competitive side. And he basically said that in contrast, a 219 on the men's side is, while it's a reach goal, it's a reach goal to such a high degree, and even if they dropped it to somewhere in the range of like 222 to 225, obviously we know that anyone running a 220, like anywhere above 220, I mean, to be fair, anyone running above like a 215 more or less is not going to be in the running at the trials for the Olympics.
There's only
But at
about
the very
5
least-
people.
Yeah, but at the very least, like getting that opportunity and knowing that you have something to work to that has a purpose outside of the black and white numbers on a screen, like that definitely will provide a lot of motivation for people and kind of open up the floodgates into hot, like sub-elite running. And I thought that was a really good point. And
I
I
actually
think it's just a
completely
good
agree
idea.
with that. And
Yeah.
when I heard about this, and the fact that people were thinking that the women's was soft, I immediately thought, no, I think the men's is a little bit too hard.
Yeah,
Because like 219 is pretty
Ballin'.
fast. It's really
Yeah.
getting down there, man. Like
You're a
I don't
borderline
know.
pro runner if you're running like 218.
Like we've
Yeah.
been over this a little bit, me and Spencer have, but Frank Shorter didn't run sub 219 until his third marathon. Like I don't know.
To run a
man.
219, you more or less have to be dedicating like your life to running, I feel like.
Yeah, I
Or
just
damn
I feel
close
like it should
to
be
it.
moved to like
Yeah.
I think 225 might be a little bit. That might
Like,
be a little bit too many
225 is too soft, I think.
220.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like 225. Yeah. So maybe like 222 or something. But like
It was 222 in the 2000s, and then
yeah,
everyone and their mom started qualifying because people actually started to learn how to train.
yeah. But that's the thing. I think like
But at the
222 is
same time-
achievable by like a pizza delivery dude or like someone who's just training like along with doing like working from home or just doing a job or even like post retirement just coaching somewhere. Like yeah.
I feel like this
But
is
at the same time,
personal opinion for me.
222 is accessible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That they should have. So I don't. How many women qualified? Is there a stat for that?
I can check.
Anybody have
I can
that?
check.
Yeah. The original dude had the post.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think
Spencer, can you actually get that for me?
Yeah, I'll get you the number.
Okay.
yeah, 'cause I think 245 is like 245 even for women I think is definitely like accessible. I think I myself know like 2 women in the area who are training for that and they've run like 250 mid, 250 low. So like so I think 222 is definitely a bit, and like Spence said, that was the 2000, so that's more accessible. Yeah, 225 is probably a little bit too soft because that's I think just slightly north of 530 pace. So yeah, it should probably be at least like under 530 pace. But even then, it's just it's kind of crazy. And I think in accordance with that, it might have been a different post, but someone had mentioned something about Boston basically still getting more aggressive, but then maybe instead of making the times more aggressive, either kind of adjust the way they define what a Boston qualifying course is, or maybe even expand the like duration of time that you can run an eligible time, but like you need 2 marathons for it, or like 2, because that way, like that said, that does remove like the whole novelty aspect of the Boston Marathon, but I think it would also take out a lot of like the naysaying about people who are still running the Boston Marathon and running like north of 4 hours. Like running north of 3 hours on like the men's side is a bad day for sure, or like the sub 3 was just a really good day, but running north of 4 hours is just kind of a little ridiculous. I mean, I'm not going to rule out some very bad bonking, but like when you got a healthy amount of the competitors basically running over 4 hours, like they obviously just had like the one and done really fast time and then just didn't give a shit about Boston.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe that's just like the idea of removing the novelty aspect a little bit, which could ruin it because I think for the most part, Boston's like such a big name already, and it's one of the only like consumer level marathons in that regard.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like what every
Yep.
what every like everyday man aspires to. You know.
yeah, exactly. Because like
you
you can just
remember-
sign up for the New York one, but
Spencer, do you have the number of women?
I'm trying to
do you
find
just
that.
wanna- Okay,
Shreyas, do you remember the
feel like-
name of the guy by chance?
well, no, because I responded to it on Instagram, so it should be in your DMs.
Let me check. I'm gonna check my DMs.
Yeah, I've found it already. Oh, okay. I haven't found the image though. The image doesn't show. But
Okay.
check your story archive on Instagram.
Because I feel like so this is gonna sound kind of weird. So
No, go for
for
it.
men's and women's marathon for the U.S. Olympic trials, I feel like they should have it set to a certain number of people, right? Whether it's like 300, 200, 500, I don't know. It doesn't really matter that much to me what that number is. I was gonna say it should be how many women qualified, like around there. So I don't know what that is. I thought it was like 300 or something, or 400. It was a lot. Maybe it was 200, which is why
Peter
I don't have a number.
Bromka, that's it. That's the name I was looking for.
Which is why I still don't have a specific number, but I feel like they should have that amount of people around there like qualify. We don't want to cut anybody out. So like if you say the number is like 300 and like 320 qualify, we don't want to kick off like the people who ran like 244.59, you know. They should still be able to go if they want. I want when it passes that number, say it passes 300 runners in one cycle, say for like the 2024 Olympic trials, the next time they like the next Olympic cycle, they should bring the time down that you need by 1 minute or around 30 seconds for the men, maybe. Does
Oh, I
that
get
make any
that.
sense?
Yeah.
This
Like,
is
they
what
should
I
just
got.
Start to move it down, like small, like, and just keep it so that it stays around the same amount of people qualified, but like
Yeah.
we don't have to drastically change it, like every like 20 years or something, like they're doing now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so this is what I got. This is what Peter Bromka wrote. So far, 600 or so marathoners have qualified for the trials in February, more than ever before, which is wonderful. Yet nearly twice as many women have qualified as men. So, what is it, about 180 men? Around 100 or so, like something in the 100 to 200 range of men usually qualify. So let's just take 150 as the base number. So that leaves like 300 women in that case.
Sure.
Which obviously makes sense when he says, yet nearly twice as many women have qualified as men. Many people ask me, since he's in the BTC
Well,
Elite.
Did he say 600 people?
Yeah, 600 total or
Then
so. That's
it'd
a
be
rough
200
estimate.
men and 400 women.
Yeah, something along those lines.
Sure.
And since he's on the BTC Elite team, he's not a part of the professional Bowerman Track Club, but he's like part of that like sub-elite category that we mentioned earlier. A lot of people ask him, is that fair? Do you think it should be different? Even asking, don't you think they should make it harder for women to qualify? Now, this all came out around the time that the Mary Kane article came out, and this is what he said is his answer. My answer is simply, more is more. The reemergence of amateur marathoning is awesome. What's been happening on the women's side has been incredible to see across the nation. Excitement is building as runners from many different areas and life stages qualify to run in Atlanta. Turns out 225 is a formidable and yet somewhat manageable goal for amateur women. The men's qualifier used to be 222. Then it was 218. Now it's 219. If it were up to me, it'd be something like 225. A time like 225 would ignite the imaginations of so many men. Those with bits of talent, but for whom sub 220 feels unimaginable. And after all, there are realistically only a dozen men and women with a chance to qualify for Tokyo. The beauty of the marathon trials as opposed to track is there's room on the road to include a mass of amateurs who are devoted to the event.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
He ends this. I love the way he
I'm
ends.
so glad he didn't go the other way. I was terrified.
I love the way he ends this, though. If you want to inspire more love for the sport, invite in more dreamers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Smart man. There's
I'm
a
all
smart
in.
man right there.
I'm all in on that.
And then someone asked him on this, curious what you think of the half marathon standard. And he replied, honestly, I think the half should be so fast. It's only for the very best looking to debut at the trials. They could make it even 63 or even 62 in my mind. That also, that makes sense, but that's an interesting take.
Considering his other take.
Yeah. I mean,
especially considering that would like leave out people like Jim, our boy Jim Walmsley. Because he hasn't run a marathon.
He ran the World Mountain Running Championships today, and I'm curious to see how he did on that. I'm going to have to check on that.
But shout out to Grayson Murphy. Who,
U.S.
mountain running.
Yeah, U.S. Mountain Running champion and World Mountain Running champ.
Yeah, it's crazy. She's really transformed from a very good, was she NAZ Elite?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was formerly NAZ Elite.
To an absolutely unstoppable mountain racer.
Yeah. She's nuts.
They did call her the Mountain Goat for a reason. I think they called her Little Mountain Goat in college.
Did they?
Yeah.
Why? Because she climbed hills so well? Something like that?
Yep.
That's very cool. That's awesome. Also, Grayson, call me, please. I'm single now, so you can cut that out. Call me immediately. I have important business inquiries for you. That's not true.
I guess I'll do my pitch. It's my turn now. I'm a photographer, so if you need some photos, feel free. We can go up, hike a mountain, get a photo shoot going. I personally prefer to shoot in colder temperatures with a warmer edit, so bring a flannel.
You got me there.
Yeah.
Fuck. Dude, I'm screwed. So why'd you have to go that hard on me? I have no choice.
I'm going to stay out of this one, boys.
What?
I said I'm going to stay out of this one.
Why?
I can't win.
It's the best part. Why not?
I just can't win, man.
You got to throw your hat in the ring, dude.
Here's what you do, dude. Grayson, Spencer is a blank slate.
No. Not only that.
You will make your perfect man out.
Here's the better pitch. Spencer is fast. He's your training partner.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, dude, that's facts.
You're right.
Damn,
I'm not going to deny that.
Oh, shit, I don't have anything.
You got the facial hair.
You guys lost on this one.
You got the facial hair.
I have the. I don't even anymore.
Well, okay, but you have. I'm pretty sure your facial hair is much better than mine or Spencer's. Spencer, I don't know what his excuse is. I haven't seen him grow it out all the way, but I'm Indian, so I'm even worse off that I don't have facial hair. Play intro music to funny Let's Run Thread segment.
Let's just play fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Talking about Ben's Let's Run Thread?
No, this is not Ben's Let's Run Thread. Actually, we might as well start with that if we're going to start the Let's Run segment.
Fuck it, let's touch on it.
There's nothing else to say other than
should I make
just
rice
very
with
amusing.
My chicken or no?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
You sold me. That's all you had to say.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I have nothing to say on it other than there's a thread about Ben on Let's Run.
And to anybody who somehow is listening to this podcast and has no fucking clue, borderline impossible.
Yeah.
Ben is Ben Barrows on YouTube. That's Barrows. He makes YouTube running content, and he recently ran. Probably the best right now. I would argue.
Yeah.
I would agree.
He just ran a solo marathon in. Anybody got that time? What was it?
2:34:49. Yep, 2:34:49. His goal was to stick to 6 flat pace as long as possible, and if he ever was above 30 seconds plus a 6 flat split, so like at mile like 20. He's supposed to be at 2 hours flat, but he would accept being at 2 hours and 30 seconds. And so he was going to drop off at any point after that. And yeah, he basically just went ahead and sent it as sort of a time trial excursion by himself, and ran a 2:34. So he's a baller. I'll let his video do the rest of the explaining.
What else do you got on Let's Run? Because I know you were talking about a really funny one that I know.
Oh yeah, this. Well, I
Tyler.
just found two questions.
Atlanta.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
the-
I mean,
the-
I was
the
just
Ben
joking about that.
Barris,
I do want to mention Joe Gray for the U.S. won the men's individual mountain running championship, the classic race, and then, as we mentioned, Grayson Murphy won the women's classic race.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure on where Walmsley finished. I think Walmsley is in the long distance event tomorrow.
Oh, there's another one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
I think it's a
one.
I think it's a 42 kilometer race or something ridiculous.
So a marathon, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah,
Yeah.
move on to the funny one.
So yeah, this is one that I found, which says, so now we're moving on to the less running and more deep dive into our personalities. The part of the personalities that aren't going to get cut out. But here's this thread is.
Hey, we don't talk.
Would you? Yeah, I know. Well, I'm gonna leave that part in because it's jokes, but not the part that I did cut out. Don't worry.
We shouldn't even talk about that. We talk about that.
Yeah, I'm just making it
I'm
meta
kidding.
as hell.
I'm kidding.
All right, here we go. Here's the thread. Would you date someone who never wanted to show their feet without socks on?
Okay, and just for context, Shreyas has not told us about this one yet.
I
No.
did not know about this. I'm about as
We haven't
shocked as Tyler right now.
Oh, fair. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm not even entirely sure what to say about that. Are we talking about ever? Like shower with?
Yeah. This is just a question. I'm not even going to go through the thread because first I want your guys' opinions on the question. Would
Okay,
you
can
date someone?
reread it again?
Would
Okay,
you date
sorry.
someone who never wanted to show their feet without having socks on?
Okay, so you
We're
used
gonna
the
go for
word-
no context. There's no like mental issue. There's nothing. It's like they just really prefer to have socks on their feet when they're around people. No, when they're around people. So it says never wanted to show their feet without socks on. So that means by their lonesome self, they might be going sockless and being a little frisky. But around people, they got socks on.
This is strange to me because I feel like I would always prefer to have socks on around.
But now the question comes, like if you go to the beach with your friends, are you
Okay, but,
gonna go with
I mean,
your
the term is
girlfriend with
wanted.
socks on? Yeah,
Does she have socks on at the beach?
I don't know, but it just says who never wanted to show their feet without socks on. So I'm gonna take the never part very seriously here.
Okay, fine.
So you're taking
fine.
that in the most literal.
I'll
Yeah.
play. in
Why
this
the
space
fuck
with
is
you.
this on Let's Run? I have to ask that question.
Probably
Well, I
because
think-
runners have feet,
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the context here, is that runners have pretty beat up feet for the most part.
or they do have feet in general.
Yeah,
Of course, everybody knows that runners have feet.
I mean, Oscar Pistorius.
Okay. I mean,
But that man's in jail, so
True. That's true.
we can talk about any 13 athletes or. Oh shit! Did my AirPods just die?
I don't know.
no, we can still hear you.
I can still hear you.
Still going. All right, we're still in business, boys.
There you go. He's still got $125 going.
Can it? No, I don't have the pros.
Oh, okay, never mind. He's only got $75 going. Yeah. So that was that thread. But I
would
still haven't
say-
heard your answer. Yeah.
I would say is the question, would you date somebody with like that?
Yeah. Would you date someone?
Sure. Why not? I mean, if they're a living
Yeah.
male that is attracted to me, there's not much that would stop me.
God damn it. Yeah, I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's any issues with it. I just don't know how I'd feel personally secondhand if their feet were wet at the beach with damp socks. I think that would just the secondhand. No, thank you.
Okay, come on. There's no way they'd get water. Come on. They
Yeah.
wouldn't want to get their socks wet.
That's
not like they're
okay.
doing
That's
You have
true.
some
That's
fucking
true.
common sense.
No,
Come
okay,
on.
that's true. There's only one level of irrationality we can allow here. So
Okay, wait. Okay.
And that's
so-
Tyler being a
All right,
crackhead.
wait. What if they wore their socks no matter what. And they didn't do anything without socks on. And if you ever saw them with socks on or without socks on, they'd never talk to you. Would you do that? 'Cause
Well, yeah, but
I think I'd
I-
still go for it, boys.
I mean, we could just move to like northern Canada, and then it's just eternally cold.
Oh, there you go. That's
Yeah.
definitely a thing that you can do.
Yeah, that's actually like a 2-for-1 because then you get free healthcare.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Almost free.
Almost free. Yeah. I guess this isn't on Let's Run, but I just
You
got
do
2
pay
other
with it
questions.
You do pay for it indirectly. And
Yeah,
I say that as somebody who puts Democrat Party lines. So.
same. Yeah, I'm not completely
politics.
stupid.
Sorry, listen.
I'm fine with it. By the way,
because-
Tyler, you are cutting out a bit, so I don't know if that's the phone or
Oh
what.
dear. Can you hear me
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
You're good.
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
it's
fine.
because I had my phone in the other. Oops. Put that back in my pocket, boys. All right, I have come to the point where I'm dumping the garlic parm sauce. Actually, I need to. Can you hear me?
Nut.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm getting text messages from you guys, so I don't know what's going on in
Yeah.
the chat.
Oh no, yeah, you're fine.
I don't know if that was too meta for me today on the podcast.
Nah,
I'm
it's
getting ready
fine.
to pour the sauce on the chicken. I gotta heat it up a little. Again, we gotta.
Wait. So you got to explain really slowly what you're doing here because this is the ASMR segment again. What are you doing?
Quietly.
What are you doing?
All right, I just put garlic parmesan back into the. It's got
You're still cutting out, by the way.
fuck running. Hold on.
I think it's just you being quiet. I think the mic's just not picking it up when you try and do ASMR.
Oh,
That's
okay,
it.
okay. I'll talk
Yeah.
louder. All right, so I got the sauce. Don't get lost though. Got the sauce. Got to mix it up a little bit more. Get that butter mixed in there evenly, nice and evenly. Still getting texts from you guys.
Sauce.
It's making me feel like you guys can't hear me. That's what I feel like when I'm getting these text messages.
Nah, you're fine.
I have all of the
well-
chicken on a single plate, and I'm currently about to dump the sauce onto the chicken.
Of course.
Sauce.
And here it goes. Get a nice
Nut.
pudding. You guys can't hear any of this.
Sadly,
It's just
no.
butter
Well, in
and
the
cheese
meantime,
falling on the
I'll-
chicken.
Well, while he's going with that, I guess I'll ask this, and I'll
looks
probably
like
have to
garbage.
re-ask it for Tyler. But so here's the question: you're back in your 7-year-old body, with all the knowledge you've accumulated in the past, however many years, kept. What act do you enter for yourself in the talent show tomorrow?
Oh God.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I pulled it straight from Reddit. I don't go on
I
Reddit.
don't
by the way.
enter the talent show at all because
I have nothing.
I'm a talentless prick.
I have nothing. I have absolutely fucking nothing. Actually, no. How old am I? 7?
You're 7.
I'm playing Furley's on the piano.
Oh.
That'll do it at 7 years old. I think I'd win.
When
Yeah,
the
that's all I
fuck did
got.
you learn to play Fur Elise?
Probably about 5 years ago. Nope, 6 years, 7 years ago. I have a keyboard. By the
I mean,
way,
as long as
that
he
I can
he
play.
knows it and has learned it at one point in time, then he's kept it. So
Okay, I'm fucking a talentless brat, so
I mean,
there's
you
no
said-
way.
You said it's tomorrow, so like.
yeah, yes, okay. So
that
so
would
like
give me
you,
time to like brush up back on it. You know.
yeah. So like tomorrow morning, bright and early, you wake up, you're 7, and then Sunday is the talent show.
Yeah, I mean,
We're
yeah,
recording on
soft
Friday,
flex
by the
on
way.
you guys. I can play. Let It Be by the Beat, and that is literally it. That's all. There's nothing else I can play. Not a joke.
I might be
Can't even
able to
play
play the
Twinkle, Twinkle,
bass line
Little
from
Star.
I Miss You by Blink 182, but I need 2 other people to fucking play with me if I wanted to even get up and do it. So that's the problem there.
How does that one?
So let me see here.
I was gonna say I'll just straight cop like a popular song, and then just sing it, or I'll just do Rap God.
Oh god, you're an ass.
Uh,
So let's see. The intro and verse 1 is pretty much open 5-5, open 4-4, open 5-5, open 4-4. And it continues that way up until the chorus. Well, actually,
Hello?
hello.
Sorry. My AirPods died finally. That took them a very long time. I'm very proud of my AirPod boys for lasting that long.
Yeah. So, like I was saying,
Flex.
I cut out around
Seriously.
Blink 182.
Okay.
Is that the one
So-
that goes like, "Don't waste your time on
Yeah,
me"?
that's it. That's
That's the
one.
only Blink 182 song I know, so I figured that's what it was.
So the intro is open 5-5, open 4-4, open 2-2, and it continues that way throughout the intro into verse 1. And the chorus is where it actually changes when the music picks up, and it goes 5-5-5, 7-7-7-7-7, 4-4-4-4, 7-7-7-7. So it does a count of fives, 2 counts of sevens, a count of 4, 2 counts of sevens, a count of actually it does like 3 or 4 counts of 5, and then it does sevens again. It's one of the easier Blink 182 songs to learn on bass, but like I would need to literally like fucking trap myself in a hole, like in my room, no light, with a fucking computer, just me, an amp, and a bass, just fucking playing this shit over and over and over, just to learn like at least how to play this. That's how long it would actually take me to learn it. It'd probably take me 10 to 12 hours to learn it, and I need 2 other people to play with me, and I sure shit am not playing that alone, because no one is gonna know like the three note string that I'm gonna be playing for the entire song unless I'm singing the damn song.
I'll sing the song and play it on the uke.
Are there fucking hold on? Are there uke tabs for this shit? I don't even know if there are ukulele tabs.
There must be.
So Shreyas,
I
what
can
would
just
you
sing
do?
it though. I said.
So it sounds like you
must
can play
down.
ukulele.
Well, I'm currently learning how to. So that's actually it'd be no difference whether or not I kept all the accumulated knowledge or not, because even tomorrow I'd have to learn how to play it.
So would you play Wonderwall?
I don't know how to play that yet, but now that you say it, I know how to play Old Town Road though. So
you're an asshole.
You would invent the song Old Town Road.
You're an asshole.
The alternative that I said, well, you may have been cut out, is I would just rap an Eminem song. I'd just do Rap God and just say screw it.
You would be inventing the song Rap God.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh. Could you rap that?
I did it once. I practiced for like a good 2 months very specifically to do it, and I was able to do it. I don't know if I can now. I'm not going to do it fresh off the cuff.
I was gonna say
That said, I
wouldn't even try.
I'm much better at singing now, so I could probably at least try and sing. I don't know if that knowledge accumulation of how to sing better though works in terms of my vocal cords actually being able to do it at 7. So
Yeah, we can assume. Because
so
fantasy.
yeah, exactly. So if it's that, then I just sing my ass off, and then I'd get a girlfriend at the age of 7.
Oh, dude,
Wouldn't
you could basically invent so many songs.
Yeah, exactly. So there we go. But the only thing is, like, there are certain songs where I feel like I wouldn't want to, quote unquote, take them just because like the artist is that good, and I'd want to work with them. You know what? Actually, I'd take from artists who have like a shit ton of like ghostwriters.
When did Justin Bieber go crazy? What year was that?
It was probably around when we were 7, I think. Baby was probably like, what, 08 maybe?
No, God, no. That was when I was like 13.
Baby
That was-
If I'm 7
like
years old, that's
2010.
2003, right?
No, but yeah, Baby is 2010. So yeah, I could basically.
Wait, it's seriously 2010?
Yeah, I could be Justin Bieber. Well, 2010 is when the music video was out. That's actually
What the
when it was
fuck? I
released.
didn't even know that.
I think the problem is that we don't have as much talent as Justin Bieber, though.
Facts.
You do not know how high my voice can still go. I still sound like Justin Bieber back in the day.
I gotta hear this now.
Yeah, so the song was released in 2009, so I would be 11, so I could basically
My
be Justin
fucking
Bieber at the age of
God.
7. I'd probably, in that case, instead of doing Baby, because I can't take Ludacris's part, I still need him to feature on Baby when I invent it. I'd probably do like One Less Lonely Girl or something.
One Less Lonely Girl would be a good one.
Exactly. There we go.
I think
I
we
would
figured
definitely
out.
not get Scooter Braun as my management, though.
Scooter Braun's a prick.
Yeah,
Just
but-
saying.
That his manager or something? I don't know
Yeah,
much about
that's
Yeah,
Justin.
it's his
fucking
manager. The only reason he's a prick right now is because he's holding back Taylor Swift from being able to re-record her old music or perform them at all, and that's like
Which
the
is
new
fucking stupid.
music controversy. And like, yo, if I'm ever gonna go see a Taylor Swift concert, it's gonna be explicitly because I know at some point she's gonna pull out one of the old bangers.
Yeah, I'm not a Swiftie or a whatever those are called. The people who like her.
I don't know either, but I respect it. Her new album was pretty good. So
Damn. The problem is that like I don't know enough like actual musical songs. Like I don't know if I could just pull out all the lyrics, like like at all. You know how like you can think of like most of a song in your head, but you're not entirely sure.
well, that's the advantage I think of me like singing a lot of these songs, which is where like after like the first verse, I pretty much know the rest of it as long as I'm singing it.
That makes sense. That does
I can't
happen.
write it down, but yeah.
Maybe I'd go with actually. You know what? I'd just go for it. I would sing "Sunday Morning" by Maroon 5, and I
There
would
you go.
play the piano to it because I know that part too. Because it's literally just like 4 chords right in a
Oh
row.
no, you know what you should do, because they released Sunday Morning, and they released it. Wait, how old are you?
Excuse me. I am 23.
Yeah, okay, Sunday Morning would have been released before you were 7, so it wouldn't have been that innovative.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely not. But it would be very cool to see a 7-year-old perform that.
Yeah, there you go. Big money.
What would you be absolutely terrified to do at a talent show right now? Like right now,
Everything.
currently.
Fucking everything.
What would be the worst possible outcome that somebody said like you have to perform, you have to do exactly this at the talent show tomorrow?
I'd probably do fucking stand up, to be honest with you.
You'd be terrified of that?
I wouldn't be as terrified because I'd mostly be knocking my.
Well, I want to know what you're absolutely terrified of doing. Because for
On
me,
stage.
it's karaoke.
Oh yeah, same. 100%.
Oh, I'm always awkward about doing it. Like when I'm walking down the street, or when I was walking to classes at school. Like if anyone's within a 10 feet vicinity of me, I shut up. That said, one of my friends invited me to an open mic. We smashed it. Like I had no issues being on stage and singing.
Did you sing Wonderwall?
No, we did not. We sang
God damn it,
closing.
Shreyas.
We sang Stacy's Mom though.
Okay, that's fine.
That's a
we
perfect
sang
one.
Stacy's Mom, Mr. Brightside, and Closing Time. So
Those are actually
that's-
3 perfect
yeah,
songs.
Those are
I think.
3
Exactly.
good ones.
yeah, so I think it's okay that we didn't sing Wonderwall.
Can I come over after school?
Yeah.
After school.
Yeah, thankfully we had some of
So
the
good.
cross guys show up to do the ad libs in the back.
That's perfect.
so fucking funny. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
I wish there was video of this shit.
I don't know if there's video of Stacy's mom, but I think we have video of Mr. Brightside somewhere.
Oh god,
Yeah.
you have to post this, man. You
Yeah.
got to.
If I find it, I'll put it in the link description of this episode.
Hell yeah. Hell
You
yeah.
also have to put it in the Discord, please. Actually,
Oh,
put
yeah.
it in Ben's Discord. No, I'm running.
Yeah. No, yeah, I will. I mean, I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, and I'm planning to put up a couple more, but I have a couple of old singing videos on my YouTube channel itself.
I'll be watching those.
Of me just looking like an absolute goon. One of them has like 800 views right now, and I was actually pretty pleased to see that.
I know what I'm doing right after this.
Oh, god damn it.
I know what I'm
Eating
doing.
my chicken and watching you sing.
Why
I
have
know
I
what
done
I'm
this to
doing
myself?
tomorrow morning.
It's a fantastic question.
Yeah. I've really taken... See, this is exactly what I don't want. I specifically don't notify anyone that I've uploaded singing videos, and now I've just gone and done it.
Well,
Well, now I guess it's the only thing to do is to go full throttle on it and become a singing YouTuber.
that wouldn't be a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah. Otherwise, that's it. Anyone else got anything?
Not really.
I figure we've just been shooting the shit for long enough that we might as well end it and then add anything later if need be. The only thing I had recently that I saw is that
I found
Farah
that
has been
it's
suspiciously
literally
quiet.
it's the first thing that comes up on your channel is the Stacy's mom / closing time video.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Well, that's fucking perfect.
I love the start of it is fantastic. But yeah, and I was gonna say so. Oh yeah, the only thing I was gonna say is that I saw a thread that just mentioned how Mo Farah has been suspiciously quiet through all this. Galen has been like a little bit quiet on the NOP stuff too, but that was just like a weird little tidbit that I noticed.
Definitely something to watch, to be
I
honest.
remember
with you.
seeing an interview with him though, like
Yeah.
before the marathon.
Well, yeah, it was
in
before the
Chicago.
marathon, but like since, well, I think this is more like I think Farah has said very little. I think at one point he mentioned briefly that okay, if Elborder got caught, he got caught. Like it was kind of sketch that he just turned his back so quick. But I think this is more about him being quiet since those comments, and then especially since all the Mary Kane stuff has come out.
Well, here's the thing about that, and why I don't personally read into that very much is because, and you might already figure this.
Mhm.
They said that they were going to investigate all previous group members, right?
Mhm.
So I don't know if they are even allowed to comment on it very much, or they might just be scared to comment on it if they're being investigated.
Mhm.
You know, the old
that's a
anything
gray
you say
area.
can and will be held against you in a court of law. You know,
Yeah,
I don't
reading
know if they
rights and that
want to
whole
say
thing.
anything specific.
No, and I mean, their agents are also probably saying, hey, don't say anything specific that could incriminate you, your teammates at the time, or the coach or anyone involved in this situation. Let the law run its course. It doesn't matter in this case what court it's in, whether it's in the IAAF or the United States Supreme Court. Let the governing body do its investigation. Let the course and just be quiet and in ways kind of coy about it.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you, though, Shreyas. I think that their silence on it certainly doesn't make it look any better. But
it's
I don't want to read into it that much because
yeah,
benefit of the doubt whole thing.
I think personally, like if you read too far into it, and I don't think me saying this is reading too far into it. Silence is the loudest noise. Am I right?
Unless you are specifically not allowed to say anything.
Yeah, unless there's an NDA for lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
which we don't know yet. So
which actually, to be honest, is probably equally as implicating because if it's silence, then it implies that it could be an NDA or lawyers, which is almost worse. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, so that's just something to keep our eyes on going forward.
That we'll definitely hear more about.
We're
5
definitely
years.
going to hear more.
Yeah.
Well, God knows when we're going to hear more, but I am pretty sure we're going to hear more. Any training tidbits or any like things that have you excited for the week to come, guys?
Tomorrow,
well, it's currently Friday night, Saturday morning. So, go ahead, Shreyas.
Oh, well, yeah, I was just going to say I have a hike tomorrow with a couple of pals, and it's going to take the day. It's 5.4 miles round trip with like a 2,300 feet elevation gain, so a pretty gnarly one. But yeah, it should be fun. That's about it.
Imagine having friends. Could not be me.
Yeah.
Kidding.
I said that so casually without realizing it. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. I am tomorrow. I'm running 3 miles alone in the cold at 11:30 p.m. and then on Sunday I'm running 7 miles in the cold at 11:30 p.m. alone. So
gorgeous.
Anybody who's listening to this who lives in Cleveland, which is nobody, actually don't message me because I'm running too slow for you.
I got
Spencer.
I got 35 easy tomorrow. On Sunday, 100 minutes.
Think you're talking about kilometers there, bud?
No, I'm not. No, I got 100 minutes.
When you said 35,
35 minutes.
I immediately thought miles for you instead of minutes.
You're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But yeah,
right.
taking it nice and easy. 35 minutes, not 35 goddamn miles.
No, it's 35 kilometers.
35 kilometers would be fucking terrible.
Yeah.
My legs are not ready for that again. Can confirm. And then, like I said, long run on Sunday. And I'm assuming some sort of tempo interval work, some broken tempo stuff at some point next week. Trying to continue with the base building while still throwing in some quicker workouts. Just continuing to build that base for January and February when I start racing indoors and run Gasparilla towards the end of February.
I like it. Oh yeah, I guess I should also just a throwaway thing is next Wednesday I'm planning on doing a long run, but making it a mountain run too. So this hike is sort of a preface for that, where I'm going to run a different course called West Hiker 3. There will probably not be any bears on this course, but yeah.
Let's hope to fucking hell there's not.
It'll be pretty shitty because normally we used to run that and just run that and then come back. This time I'm planning to add on a couple miles on the back end, because on the way back down it loops into one of our normal 7-mile loops, so it might end up being just a giant 12 to 14 mile day, but end up taking 2 hours or longer. So that'll
You got anybody you're gonna run that with, or
nope.
you're just gonna get lost out there on your own?
Well, I know how to get there, so.
No, I love it. I'm not saying that's bad. That's great.
Yeah.
So
Very
just
cool.
a time on feet long run type of deal.
I think this concludes the podcast, at least the stuff that we're gonna record.
It does indeed. How long have we been on?
Because we definitely have to watch Shreyas sing Stacy's Mom and Closing Time.
Yeah, can we put these in at the end, please?
No.
We can leave the link in the show notes.
No. Yeah, that's I'm okay with that.
But
All right.
Spencer, take us away.
All right. Again, this has been the Unattached podcast, guys. Thanks so much for listening. I'm Spencer Mahon.
I'm Shreyas Sriram.
And I'm Tyler Bowman.
We'll catch you guys in the next mile. Have a good week, everybody.
All right, Craig. Get
Bang, bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
All right, Craig, get the fuck out of here.
Get him out of here. Goodbye, Craig.
Nut.
What are they selling?
Chocolate.
Fresh stuff.
They're selling chocolate.
Okay,
Now,
in the
hold
Great
on.
Lakes
The
region.
chicken's going in the oven. Hold on. My broom is in the way. Good call.
My God.
All right.
So,
Oven's opening. Chicken. Hold on. There it goes. Now let me close it. There we go. It's in. I'm gonna
okay.
do 5 minutes at 400 after pan frying it in oil. So I think that works, right?
It should.
I don't know how chicken is a thing, but
Anyways,
I can't wait.
Great Lakes
Do
region.
you want me to go over my my recipe for? Actually, you can cut this out because I got to rinse this bowl out anyway. So I don't want you to hear. I'm just cutting him off over and over. I feel kind of bad. Oh no.
I'm fucking fuming, low key.
Here. Take the time down. Sorry, this point was going to happen because I am a crackhead and this chicken needs my full attention right now.
I think Spencer's rage can fuel your chicken right now.
Hold on, let me and then you can talk about the D3 stuff. I'm
sorry,
so
Spencer.
sorry. I'm legitimately. I had to do this at some point because I needed somewhere to put the garlic butter that I'm making.
You make your goddamn garlic butter.
I'm trying. I'm rinsing this bowl out.
Then let me talk about the fucking Great Lakes region, all right?
Yeah, I will. I just don't want you to have to listen to the background noise of me rinsing a bowl out. Or, I mean, the listeners specifically.
I mean, it's house ASMR. I had a fucking baseball game on in the first episode.
Yeah,
So this isn't shit.
you're not wrong. That was a thing that had definitely happened.
Anyways.
Hold on. It's not rinsed out yet. I don't want to debate you and have you think that I'm done
You could just mute yourself on Discord for a hot sec.
My phone's in my pocket. Not running it.
Oh, and your hands are wet. That's a no-go.
Well, my phone is waterproof.
This is brilliant. I'm gonna put in elevator music over this whole bit. I'm gonna leave it in and just put elevator music in.
Right?
No, I'm gonna leave it in and just put elevator music in there, or I'll just actually no, I'll just put it at the end. That way it doesn't actually ruin runtime that much. But if anyone sticks around till the end, they could just have a blooper section.
Okay, I am good, and then later when I'm actually, do you want me to go over my recipe now, or
Later. God damn.
Okay.
I'll make sure we get back to it, Tyler.
Go ahead, Spencer. Oh wait, hold on. Let's cut back in. Where were we?